So like I said, my name's John, and today's session is going to be a virtual tour of Abbey College, Cambridge. So we're here on site in Abbey College, Cambridge, and the idea for today is we're going to give you a little tour for about half an hour and show you some of the teaching facilities of the school, some of the general facilities like our dining room, some of the common areas, just to give you a little sense of what the school's like. Obviously, we can't show everything. So we have over 50 classrooms, lots and lots of different spaces for students, but we're going to give you a little flavour of the school and hopefully give you a sense of what it's like as a student here. Usually it would be myself giving the tour just by myself, but today we do have a very special guest. So we have Aria, who's one of our students.
Yep, I'm doing my A-levels right now, year 12, and I'm doing math, physics, chemistry, and further math. Yes. I look forward to show you the school.
Excellent. So thank you. So Aria is going to be with us today, and he's going to be telling us a little bit about what it's like here as a student and how he uses the facilities. And if you do have any questions for Aria, do put them in the chat, do put them in the Q&A, and we'll do our best to answer them. So I'm just going to try and flip my camera around a little bit so you can see where we are. Okay, so you can see at the moment we're in the ground floor of Block A. Aria, if you just want to take us outside.
Okay, sure.
And show us where we are.
Okay. Right now, this is the courtyard that we have in Abbey, and as you can see, it's surrounded by the classes that are this side, on the right side, and also like the Abbey House, which is one of the boarding houses that we've got in Cambridge for like Abbey students. And this house is especially for the students who are doing like their GCSEs and some of the precisional or even year 9s. And here we have a courtyard that the students after their classes or school or whenever that they want to do a sport or something fun, like a fun activity, they can just come out. And as you can see, there's like many basketballs or footballs that they can use and play with each other and socialize. And that's one of the facilities that we've got. We also have like this area that the students can sit there, chat, and maybe do their homeworks or study and other things. And that's the other block that we have, which is called Block B. And most of the science classes and business classes, like business and economic classes, most of them are there, as well as the biology class.
Excellent. So, Aria, tell me where you have your lessons. So, which subjects do you have and where do you take them?
Right now, I have like math, physics, chemistry, and further math, which all of them are happening in Block A.
So, this is the block behind us here.
Yeah, is this block. That right now I had like an IELTS class, which was happening in one of these rooms. And I don't know which one exactly, but like it was one of these.
Okay, so IELTS is your English class.
Yeah, IELTS is like the English class that we have. The school would like prepare an IELTS class, and after you get your they make sure that you can get the grade that you want for your IELTS in each component, that you have like the minimum grade for the universities that you're aiming for.
Yeah, and obviously at the moment you're not living on campus, but you did used to live in this block over here, so yeah, Abbey House.
Called Abbey House, and the way that it works, first of all, we have like some lanyards that for Abbey House is called like Zeus and Jupiter. That these two houses are just like for the students who live here, and that's kind of makes it easier for the staff or other people around the campus to find who's like living there or who's living in Abbey and who's not. And right now, because I changed my house since I was like older and I'm doing A-levels, I moved to the other campus, which is for like the students who are a bit like older than these guys. And it's called Tripos, and that's where like the colors are different.
So you've moved on a little bit more independent. And just tell me the big part of the building over here. What is that building there?
Right, this is our hall, which it has many uses. Right now, there are like exams happening there, but something is like also the place that we can play sports and do activities. And most of our sports, such as the badminton or table tennis and these type of things, are happening there. Also, this hall is used for assemblies and the things such as assembly or like any webinars or similar things. And during the week, each house has its own like assembly that most of the time it either happens here or in the library.
And obviously we're in Cambridge, Aria, so we're just outside of the main city centre here. We're on a nice quiet campus. We're on a private road, but what's it like studying in Cambridge? How do you find living and studying in Cambridge as an international student?
Right, sure. In my opinion, like studying in Cambridge is such a nice place, since you're studying like somewhere which University of Cambridge is located. And of course, it's a very good vibe to study there. And also, it's such a quiet and like a calm city. You cannot compare it with any other city in UK, such as like London or those crowded cities. It's so calm and it's so good for like the international students or those people who are really they want to study something, or they're like, yeah, they're coming here for their education.
So a good study location,
Yeah, it's
nice and
very-
quiet, but there are things to do. There are
Yeah.
shops,
Yeah,
restaurants.
there
So
are also shops, restaurants, and we've got the city center, which is like which has many things. And if you want to buy something or something like that, you can easily go there, and it's not that far from our school, like 15 minutes.
and of course, as an older student, you can go to London at the weekends.
Yeah.
You can get there quite easily. Excellent. Thank you, Aria. One of the things you can't get a sense of from this school is it's very cold today. So we're going to pop back inside because it's about 1 degree. You can see beautiful Cambridge sunshine, but that does mean that it's very cold. So we will pop back inside now and get back in the warm. Let's pop in, Aria. So if we head down towards the dining room, one thing I just wanted to show, you can see as we come back into the building, you can see we actually have a little boarding desk here. So Aria was talking about, and some of our lovely house parents. So Aria was talking a little bit about kind of living in Abbey House. When students live in Abbey House, they will sign out of the boarding in the morning with their house parents here at the boarding desk, and they'll sign back in at the end of the school day. The house parents also are here during the school day to provide any support and information. And you can see there's also a little information board up there, so you can see some of the activities that are going on throughout the day. So students can get information, they can sign up for different events and activities. You can see we do have exams at the moment as well, but you can see we have a trip coming up as well. So students can also declare their interest in things like trips and clubs. Excellent. Aria, let's pop down. Maybe if we pop in the common room really quickly, just have a little look, because we can show the house badges. We'll try and not film anyone, so we'll go to the side. Excellent. Hey guys. So
here is our common room that most of the students after their classes or when they don't have classes, they can come here and touch and like or even study. And as you can see, there are like many houses out here. It's like different t-shirts with different colors. That each house is for a specific like boarding house. Since in this school we have like many boarding houses, it's like one of them is Abbey House that we just talked about. Tripos is the place that we're in live, and Herbig and somewhere else called like it's more for this independent students called Orchard. It's for like those who are above 18 or 17 or 18 students that they want to like have that sense of independent. And each house is for example Abbey House has its own like colors, for example Jupiter and Zeus.
so that's the red house and the purple house
The
there.
purple house is for like those students who are living in Abbey, or for example Apollo and Minerva. They're like the yellow one, and the blue one is for those students who are independent and they live outside. They are not like in our school or in any camp, and they study, and after that they go back to their houses and these type of things. Or maybe some of them live in Orchard as well. And Athena and the other one, Neptune is for like those students who are in Tripos, which is a 5 minute walk from Abbey. And the two other houses that we have is Juno and Hera, which is perfect. That is exactly next to Abbey.
So you're living in Tripos at the moment.
I'm living
Excellent. So excellent. And you've got
and I've got
your
the
lanyard
passport.
there, which shows exactly which house
Yeah.
you're in. Yep. And you have a couple of badges there.
Yeah,
as well.
these are like badges, the events and the activities that we have is called like, for example, house captain badge, which the school will choose you to be a house captain. You write like a personal statement for it, and after that they choose you to be a house captain, and you can kind of participate in the competitions or these things that are happening between the events and this type of things. And you can also sign up other students who are like eager to participate in these activities.
Excellent. Right. Okay. We'll pop out back in and head down to the dining room. There we go. Let me lead the way. So obviously this was a common room. So this is more of like a social area for students to relax. Over in the other block, we also have like a library area as well, don't we? So there are study spaces as well, which I know you make use of because I see you there quite a lot, working hard. So tell me where we're going now, Aria.
Okay, right now here is our canteen, the dining hall. That first of all, we have like this thing like plates that we use to put our food on it. And we also have a scanning machine that here it works like that. Anyone can get only one meal, because like the meals are free.
Yeah.
And in order to get your meal, first you tap your card, you scan it, and after that you can go there and get your food. And they serve three different types of food. That one of them is like the vegetarian one is pork, and the other one is for like those people who are Muslims or they don't like pork, which is just either beef or chicken or something similar to that.
So we always have different options for
We
students.
always have different options.
Yeah.
And we also have some desserts that you can take one, which were food.
So the menus are changing.
Yeah,
So the idea is that they change every term. They change every week. There are always different meat and vegetarian options. So the idea is hopefully there's something students recognise and like during that kind of rotation. It's designed to be nutritious, healthy, balanced. What do we have here usually at lunch?
Time here is the place that you can get your salad or this type of things.
Yeah.
Like they give us cucumbers or other like salads that we can use it. We also have a menu of like what's gonna be there. And yeah, for example, meat leaves, cucumbers, and yeah, it's basically all the salads that you can take.
Yep.
And you can take as much as you want. We also have like different varieties of sauce, or sometimes they provide us with bread and butter and this thing.
Yes. So we have the fresh breads, which are on the other side. Excellent. So this is the dining room. You can see it's a bit empty at the moment. We've just had breakfast and we're getting ready for lunch. And then students will have dinner in the evenings as well. You can see there's quite a lot of seating, outdoor seating as well. You can maybe just see the marquee there. So students will have 2 lunch servings. So what time do you come down for lunch, Aria?
For lunch, they separate it to 2 parts. For us, it's like 1:10.
Yep.
And it takes us about like 50 minutes to eat our lunch. That's like we have basically a break for lunch. That after that we go back for lunch.
And then breakfast, you have a bit more time, and dinner, you have a bit more time. So it's a bit more relaxed. Excellent. And what do we have over here?
Here is like our cafe that if you don't want to get your food from the canteen, you can easily come here and get any foods that you like for free unless you didn't get like any foods from there.
Yep.
And it can be a meal. For example, you can choose one of the sandwiches. From here is like we have different varieties of sandwiches like barbecue chicken wrap, pepperoni, cheese panini. And beside that, you can get a dessert with it, which all of them are free. You don't need to pay for it. And also, if you want to get a coffee for your morning or tea or something like that, the school offer like coffee or everything is free on this type of thing, but you need to pay for it. It's like something there.
So how would you pay if you wanted something additional from say your main meals?
Yeah, when you join the school, they like teach you how to put money on your card, and after that you can use your card, you scan it, and then you can use your card to buy anything that you like. And it's pretty straightforward how to put money on your card.
Excellent. And you can see we've got some little treats here. Obviously, Christmas just around the corner here. Our students will be heading home soon, but you can see some little Christmas treats there, some snacks, and also drinks that students can purchase. Okay, excellent. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to pop up into the boarding and have a little look in the boarding. We'll go up in the lift, but so Aria, lead the way. Just to warn you, as we go up in the lift, we may, oh, actually, we'll go this way just because someone's using the lift. As we go up in the lift, we may lose a bit of connection. So just hold, if the connection goes, just stick with us and we'll join back up as soon as we're back up out of the lift. Okay. So where are we? So we're in Abbey House now. We're going to pop up and have a little look at a room, but houses has a laundry.
Yep, and this one is our laundry. As you can see, the laundry is free, and you have like also the school provides us with the washing like materials that we can easily use them and wash your stuff as much as you want. And it's quite straightforward. You have like the laundry machine by itself, and we also have like the dryers that you can use to dry out your clothes or anything that you have.
Excellent. Now, Aria, you're 16, so you do your own laundry, but for students who are under 16, they have their laundry done for them. So I don't know if that was something that was happening when you were here, but now for the students who are under 16, you maybe just see there, these are actually laundry bags. So the students will give us their clothes to be washed and dried. That will be done for them once per week until they're 16. When they're 16, they do it themselves. Again, Aria, you're going to be heading on to university.
Yeah,
you know,
1 more year after that.
Exactly. So you're a bit more mature. We want to give you that bit more responsibility, but also you have flexibility to kind of do it when you so our ethos here is about preparing students, a bit more independence, that bit more maturity, that bit more responsibility to be successful at university. So you probably notice as we're walking around, we don't have uniforms, we have a dress code. Exactly. So, and you know, it's about making sure that they are successful at university beyond Abbey as well. Right, we'll pop up and head up to the 3rd floor. Actually, you're very fit and young, so maybe let's walk up the stairs. We might keep our connection there. I don't think yours will work, Aria. There we go. Scan. So we're just going to go up to the third floor. As we progress up in the boarding house, each floor is either a girls' floor or a boys' floor. So the idea is that girls live on one floor, boys live on another floor. And when girls and boys want to come together, they come together in communal areas, which are supervised areas. As we look out the window, you might just be able to see one of our other boarding houses as well, just behind. So which boarding house is that there?
Okay, that one is perfect. And that's not the other boarding house that we've got. And it's similar to Tripods because in order to get there, you need to be above 16. I mean, you need to be either 16 or above 16. Yeah. And that's how it works. And yeah.
Excellent. Perfect. Right, we'll head back up and see if we can. I think we still have connection, which is good. Sometimes we lose the connection in the stairwell as well, just because we've got lots of concrete around us, but it looks like it's holding out. Okay, one more floor. And we should be there. Okay, so we're on the third floor, but we actually have 6 floors of boarding here. So in Abbey House, we have about 120 rooms. And the majority of students have single rooms. So as we go down, we're just going to keep walking down. You can probably tell as we look at some of the doors, these is a boys' floor. So you can see only boys living on this floor, and you can see the individual student bedrooms as we walk down. So majority of students have single rooms. We do have some twin rooms, but majority have their own single room. So just before we pop into a room, I just wanted to show you, this is a study area. Did you make use of this areas like this?
Aria, I used it. You can come here with your friends and study while you're in boarding, and it is quite useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And have a very nice view of like
it is a very nice view. You can see the south of Cambridge here. It's very bright, so it's quite hard. You might be getting a bit of glare, but you can just make out the south of Cambridge and the hospital over there, which is very close. Obviously, all of our students are signed up with the National Health Service. We have medical care on site, so we have a nurse on site and also in each boarding house. But you can just see the edge of Cambridge there and hear some birds chirping, which is very nice. It's really important for us, Aria, I don't know if you felt this, but obviously having your own room is great.
Yes.
But to have areas where you can come together rather than just being by yourself all the time. So obviously there are these spaces for you to use. There are study spaces, there are social spaces. Also our house parents will encourage students, organize activities to make sure students are coming together. Because when you're away from home, you know, we want to make sure that you have friends. We want to make sure that you feel safe, you have good food that you can eat, that you can contact home. It's really important that we're building that and giving you spaces like this where you can do that. Right, we'll pop down and have a look at the room that we have spare. You can actually see our cleaning team are actually cleaning on this floor at the moment. So a really good example of how we maintain the rooms for the students, how we replace the bedding. We also restrict access in this boarding house. So the idea is that during the school day, the students won't come back to their rooms. It means that we can come in and clean the rooms, but also there's no safeguarding issues. And we want our younger students to be ready for the school day. Older students, as they get a bit older, provided their results are good and their behavior is good, they can go back to their rooms. Right, so talk us through this room, Aria. Does this bring back any memories?
It's quite similar to this one, but I live in second floor anyway. Yeah, this is the room that we have in Abbey House. It's quite, the ones in Tripods is quite similar, it's just a bit smaller. And the thing about it, you have, of course, you have the window, the shelf, and you have this and a whiteboard, which is quite useful. But while you're studying, you can you can use it a lot while you want to write notes or to-do list or something similar. You also have a board that you can stick things on it. And right now there's some like fielding umbrella and this type of thing that if you want to the emergency phone call or this type of things. And also you have a bathroom, which is this one. And as you can see, it has everything, the shower and the bath itself.
So you have your own ensuite bathroom, which is very useful.
Yeah, it's very useful.
And again, once per week, these rooms get cleaned. You get fresh towels, fresh linen. and the bathroom gets cleaned as well. So this is what we call a standard room. So you can see you have the study desk. There is Wi-Fi, which you can use, which is separate from the main school. You can actually see the student's laundry bag. So the student can put their clothes once per week in there. They'll be washed and dried. Underneath the bed here, you can actually lift this up and you can store cases. You can see we also have storage shelves here and a reading lamp. And then in the wardrobe, obviously you have clothes storage, but also a small safe. So the idea is you can put your passport, your BRP, any valuable items. You don't need cash in the school. As Aria mentioned, everything is done on your student ID card. But obviously in the real world, we help students open bank accounts, things like that. You can keep any valuables and cash in your room nice and safe and secure when you're not using it. Excellent. Right, we'll head out. We'll pop round to the common room on this floor, which is straight ahead. So you can see more student bedrooms here. Again, all boys. Most of these boys will be between the ages of 14 and 16, but we do accept younger students now up to from the ages of 12. And you can see the boys on this floor have access to a common room. So talk us through the kind of common room, Aria.
The common room is similar to the one that we got like in the ground floor, but the only difference is that here only boys can come here, and also we have like PlayStation and a big TV that you can get use of it and play like games with your friends. We also have like some board games or other things. There's also a small fridge and freezer. This one is like our freezer that we have, and the students can use to store their things since there is no fridge or any freezer in their rooms. And yeah, these are the fridge, and the school provides us with milk or bread and these type of things each week, which is quite nice. You don't need to go like to Co-op or any supermarkets near us to buy.
So you can grab snacks in your boarding. Yeah, students can do some basic food preparation. So you can maybe see over there a microwave, toasters, things like that. Remember, these are younger students living here, so we don't give them access to gas and hobs and things like that. All their meals are provided. But Aria, obviously living in Tripus Court, you do have the option to cook for yourself, even though your meals are provided. And we do encourage students to do that just because it is, it's one of those skills at university. Some of our students are brilliant cooks when they join us. Some have never cooked before. So to have some basic skills, we do encourage, and the house parents will kind of organise cooking clubs and cooking classes just to encourage students to do that. We'll take a little look out while we're here just so you can see the school, because I think we've got a little bit less glare from here. But you can just see the boarding house over to Block B and the courtyard from this nice view. There we go. On a beautiful blue sky Cambridge day there. It's not been like that every day, but today is a nice day. So we'll pop out, Aria, and we'll head down onto the third floor. So we're going to move from the boarding into the school. So if Aria still lived here, his card would be able to give him access out into the school. But because he doesn't, and because only the students who live here have access to Abbey House, I'm going to scan so we can open the door. Okay, so I don't think we've got any exams going on. Tell me what this floor is, Aria.
This floor is like most of the math classes are happening here. Also, the English classes are happening here as well. But like this floor is mostly used for math. And as you can see, there are many posters of like famous mathematicians or how to use a calculator or tricky questions on math.
And you're studying maths, obviously, so you spend a bit of time up here at the moment. Okay, let's see if we can just pop in a classroom that's empty just to have a little look. Okay, this one will work.
Okay, this one is one of our math classes. And as you can see, it's also a tutor time. Like it's a math class and a tutor time. As you can see, those are like the pictures of the tutees and those students who come here for in the morning to talk to their tutor. And that's something so supportive that we have in this school, which you can share your if you have anything with your tutor and they help you every single day. And also, as you can see, like the teacher will sit here and there are many books, but usually we use like our iPad and these things, because it's quite different from like the other schools, I guess. Because usually in most of the schools they use like notebooks and these things, but here we are like dependent on our laptops and iPads, which makes it quite different.
So you access your lesson notes online?
Yeah, it's something called OneNote, which is online, and you can use it anytime. And also the teachers can easily from anywhere synchronize like the things that the lessons in that OneNote, and you immediately get like the lessons and you can study them.
Yeah. Okay. So everything's done online. Obviously, we do provide textbooks, but obviously nowadays in the world, everything's kind of accessed digitally. So a laptop is key and we will advise students on the right laptop to purchase. You can maybe just see the screen here, it's not on, but the teacher obviously will prepare lesson notes, put lecture notes up on the screen, and obviously the students will be able to access that on their devices in real time. So even if changes are made or notes are made, that will kind of update into their screen. And just tell me a little bit about why this wall's a little bit shiny. You might not be able to see it.
Okay, this is like a facility that we have in our school. Is quite cool because you can write on these walls since they're like whiteboards, and this makes it so efficient for the students to do like teamworks or collaborate with each other on like questions, and especially when you're in math class. It's quite nice to like write a question on the board and collaborate with others to figure out the answer. And that's why they're like a bit shiny, because they're whiteboards and easily write on them.
So usually in the maths classes and in other classes, obviously not so much in the science, but we have at least 2 of these walls that you can write on. And like you were saying, it encourages collaboration, it encourages the application of knowledge. So it encourages students to apply their knowledge to try and answer questions in a less traditional way. The teacher isn't just always asking students to put their hand up. So shy students are encouraged to write on the walls. Quite often we'll give you little boards as well, which you can write your answers on. So we're always thinking about how we can encourage students to talk about the subjects, to apply their knowledge, to have a go at answering questions, because we know that if you do that, you learn better. Even if you get things wrong, that's the way to improve your knowledge. So we design the classrooms with technology like these writing walls to enable that. And that's really designed with international students in mind, because we understand that students come from different education systems which value different aspects of education. So some of our students, they're not encouraged to answer questions or to talk in class, whereas here we want to break that down a little bit. And the design of the classrooms definitely helps us with that. You can see as well, we also have quite small classrooms. I would say the average size across the A-level program is between 10 and 12 students. Biggest class size around 14 students. So the idea is as well, with small class sizes, you're really having a lot more time individually with the teachers.
When the classes are smaller, like you can pay more attention on you, and it surely makes it easier because there are not like many students in the class, and it's easier to ask questions and collaborate in the class.
Excellent, perfect. Right, we'll head out and have a little bit of a look down the maths room, so you can maybe just see some students in classes as we go down, but we'll just move along really, because we don't want to disturb classes that are happening. But a little bit, just so you can see students in classes. And we'll pop in very quickly into the music room, just to have a look at something different. Now, Aria, I don't know if you're a music, doing much music, but
I've never used it, but I know many people who use it a lot, and I've been there. It's not like the first time.
So just to show you the space. So one of the things that we really focus on here at Abbey College Cambridge is the extracurricular program. Oh, I've locked it. So you can see this is a room, a studio where students can come and perform and practice their music. So it's very well equipped with lots of different instruments and technology that students can use. So the idea is that we run clubs out of here. So students are playing instruments with teachers. Students can have lessons. Students can also book these spaces out and just play and practice in their own time. And this is an extracurricular program. So what extracurricular clubs do you do, Aria?
I do like table tennis, football, and the basketball clubs. I'm also doing like something that we call enrichment, which happens on Wednesdays, and I'm doing like the coding enrichment, which helps me with my programming skills and these type of things.
Excellent. So we really want our students to have a wide range of interests. We want them to do something different from their subjects. We want them to try and learn new skills, have new hobbies and passions, because this is a great way to relax. It's a great way to hang out with your friends after lessons. Quite often students might be playing sports together, or might be playing music together, or doing drama together. So you'll get together with your friends, chat about the day, do something different, and it just helps you to relax and prepare for the next day. So we really encourage our students to have that balance of academics, where they work really hard, but also things outside of their academics where they're developing their skills and knowledge and pursuing their passions. So every week here at Abbey College Cambridge, we have about 50 different clubs that students can take part in. Aria talked about enrichment there. So that's every Wednesday afternoon, we dedicate time in the timetable for clubs. So students will do 1 or 2 clubs Wednesday afternoon. So the idea is we are embedding it in our curriculum And then there's also a lot of optional clubs outside of that, and also at weekends as well. Obviously, being an international school, we don't close at weekends, and during half terms as well, students remain in the school and we'll put on activities, events, and trips as well. Excellent. Okay. I think that was open, so I'll leave it. You can see this room. We also have another performance room, which is more towards classical music. Okay, I think we'll go down, and we'll just go down to the first floor and finish up there. But you can see some of the concerts recently as well, where our students have been performing. This is actually in our hall. Unfortunately, we couldn't go in there today because we have exams. But you can see we transform into a lovely concert venue, and we have concerts every term. Okay. I think what we're trying to do, if we go down to the first floor, if you lead us down, we'll see if we can pop in a science lab and have a look at one of those spaces, and then we're pretty much done. So if anyone does have any questions while we're heading down, do post them in the chat or the Q&A, and we'll try and answer them. If you are struggling with the chat function, do use the Q&A, because I know sometimes the chat can be a bit temperamental on Zoom. Thank you, Harry. So you can see a very similar setup here, but what are we here?
And here is like for the chemistry, most of the chemistry labs. Like find someone who's more educated than them. And some of them are even doctors, or as you can see, like we have events as well. Each department has its own event. And since we're in chemistry department, we have host the exams, or even some of the exams are going on. Therefore, these events are like being revision things and these type of things. But like after the exams, they change the events. They make it like more. They talk about like the chemistry facts and the things that you don't learn in A levels, and they're beyond the A levels.
Yeah,
it makes it so interesting for those who are like interested about chemistry or any other subject.
So that's our Abbey Inspires program, where we have lectures, revision sessions, workshops every evening for students. Excellent. Right, let's have a little look in. So we've got class going. We'll just see what's going on down the way. Okay. Looks like students are working away. If we pop in the other one, we can maybe just see an empty classroom. We don't want to disturb any classes because it is exam time, but we'll see if we can pop in an empty classroom. Have a little look. So, do you have any lessons in here, Aria?
Right. I mean, I don't have my lessons. Doesn't happen in this class. Yep. It happens next door. But
very similar.
Quite similar. Yeah, it's very similar in terms of size and everything. As you can see, we have like again, we have those walls that you can write on them, and we have like equipments for practicals or anything like that. For example, the flasks, the burette, or we even have some models that it helps the students to understand like what's happening. And since we're in a chemistry lab, these are like, for example, the structures and the bondings. And there are many pictures and posters on the wall, which helps the students to remember things like positive ions, negative ions, and yeah. That's all about the chemistry lab.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Aria. Well, I think that's given us a really, really good kind of insight into the school. We've had a little look around. Obviously, we've got lots and lots of different academic spaces, teaching spaces, spaces like our library. In the amount of time we have at the moment, we're not able to see them all, but hopefully it gives you a little bit of an insight into the location, the school, and kind of how we do things here, how we teach international students, how we are very ambitious, how our students are aiming for top universities, and how we help them get there. We do have other webinars and events which you can find online and in the future. So do sign up for those, and you can find out more about how we prepare students for medicine, how we prepare students for Oxbridge, you know, our extracurricular program, our pastoral ethos as well. I see we have a couple of questions, so we'll just do our best. So that's one from Toothick, who's saying thank you for the tour. So appreciate that. What is the maximum age limit for international students to enroll into the A levels or IFP? So I'm going to answer that myself. So for students who are coming into the A level program, of 16 and 19 years. Okay, so 16 to 19 years. move that a little bit on the older side a little bit. So occasionally we do make an exception for students who are a little bit older coming into the A-level program, but it very much depends on their educational background, where they're coming from, and for international students, things like the visa implications. So 16 to 19 years, but if you do have any older students, or if you are an older student, do speak to us. We'll always try and find the right solution. For the international foundation program, that's where older students, it does have an upper range up to about 21 years, so 17 to 21 years for the foundation program. So that is another option. If you are a little bit older for the A levels, you can do the foundation program. The foundation is a 1-year program. The A level is a 2-year program. The foundation is a bit more intense. It's based on a pathway structure, and it's modular, which means that you will focus on a particular pathway, such as business, engineering, medicine, or science. We also do a humanities pathway. And you'll progress to related courses at university, whereas with A levels, you choose 4 subjects. So most students will choose 4 broadly related subjects, but you can choose completely different subjects. So you could do art and design, economics, psychology, and maths, for example. But most students will choose related subjects in terms of the area that they want to study at university. So that's the answer on that one. I think we did have one webinar question, which was about whether we accept Polish students into the school, and whether the admission process, how that works, if it's any different. We absolutely do. We accept students from all around the world. We also have British students in the school. The application process for Polish students is exactly the same as students from other parts of the world. You can complete the application online. We have a team. We have a representative of the Abbey DLD group of colleges, of which we're a part, who's based out in Europe and who supports our European students, of which the Polish students are part. So you can make the application, and we can move that process forward. We can help you with things like visas and applications, no problem at all.